I don't know how many times I checked the email.
Yeah.
I did it so many times. I wasn't sure if it was actually me because I didn't expect this, honestly.
What we do is that we study smart, not hard. That's what I would advise people.
Yeah.
So you need to have a balance. So discipline, it played a role in us maintaining our social and our academic life. Right?
You mentioned that, when you guys work together, it's more or less like we are competing amongst each other. Was there ever, a risk amongst you guys, maybe, comparison becoming a pressure? And how did you guys manage that? Be it's comparison amongst you guys or amongst other people. Has that ever pressurized you guys? And if there's been an instance where that felt like pressure, how did you guys overcome that?
I could say a lot of people ask me that who's the smarter one between the both of us.
Yeah.
Or some people just say, nah, this one is smarter than the other one. We don't really take that into mind because we know that we are both smart. It's just sometimes I'm number one, sometimes he's number one, So we cannot say this one is smarter than the other one.
Yeah.
So we tell each other that we are smart.
What is it that you'd like to say in closing, looking into, all things academic excellency and also maintaining a sense of individuality also?
Step one, I would say get a twin. I'm joking.
It's not that easy, guys. It's not that easy.
So yeah, I would say study in groups. That's what I would say. As you said, surroundings. Surround yourself with people who are dedicated. That they know when it's time to study.
Good day and welcome to another episode of Pfunzo Ndi-Ifa. My name is Makhaga, and this is a podcast where we look into all things research, career, and also academic development. Today we're going to be looking into the Vice-Chancellor's Excellence Award, and right here I'm going to be having two guests who are the recipients of the awards. Please help me welcome Sandile and Andile Mhangani. Guys, good morning and welcome to the podcast.
Good morning. My name is Sandile, but I go by the name Jade.
And I'm Andile Mhangani. I go by the name Chico.
Yeah, you were still explaining to us how the name Chico actually came about.
Chico started off as a gaming name. I remember we're gamers primary. So I liked the name Chico. So it started off as my gaming name and became my actual name. So most people don't know me by, if you ask them who's Andile, they won't know me. But if you ask them that who's Chico, they're gonna know that it's me because I'm mostly known by Chico.
Nice. So Jade, let's talk about it. How did the name actually come about?
Practically the same as him. So it was the same game. We gave each other names and then boom, they were ours.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And thank you guys so much for actually making time and visiting us on the platform today. So before we deep dive into all things, the Excellence Award, I'd firstly like to get to know you guys. Who are these two guys who actually really do look alike? and it's very hard to distinct who is who. Can you guys please tell us about, your background, where do you guys come from, and so forth?
Oh, so we come from Mpumalanga. Around Bushbuck Ridge in Makhaga. So that's where we are based. It's a rural area, I would say that. That's where we come from.
Yeah, I think he said
Absolutely understandable. So right now you guys are students at the University of Venda. Can you, just a bit of a highlight? Tell us more about what is it that you guys are studying. And I hear that you guys are also in the same faculty and also being twins. How did we deep dive into that?
So I remember it was 2024. Was it 2024?
Yeah,
we got admitted to biokinetics because our metric results are almost the same. There are just some slightly difference of 5%, 2%, So we got admitted on the same course, which was biokinetics, but it was phased out. So they took us to sports science, which we were not really happy about, but we decided to just give it a chance. So yeah, I would say the reason of us ending up in the same faculty was our metric results, almost the same, slight difference.
So when you guys applied, did you sit down and plan it out? Oh, okay, so on this faculty, this is what we're going to apply for. Did you guys have the same options on different portals?
No, we never had different options. I feel like everything that we do it together. We are used to that. We discuss it.
Okay, what about this course? Should we try it? So before we actually decide on which one, we do a research about it, and we both agree that is it fine? Should we do it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. But now you're saying that currently you're enrolled in, the same qualification. You're saying it was 2024 when you guys applied, so it means that 2025 you're probably doing your first year. So the experience, how was it? New environment. Now you have to learn new tactics, study, and also the environment as well. How was the adaptation into a different environment overall? Be it, location and also academics.
I would say it was never easy, but because we had each other, I feel like it became more easier. We adapted really fast. So we had each other. When someone was down, I would cheer him up, stuff like that. So I feel like having him here with me, it made us adapt very easily.
Yeah, just to add on what he said, yeah, I feel like it was easy because if you have someone you used to, it's gonna be easy. If you came alone, it was gonna be hard to make friends. It's not that easy to socialize. So since I had him, it was simple. It wasn't that much hard.
Yeah, so when you say that it was hard at first, what was happening? Was it the heat? Is it, is it a bit too much this side? Be it, was it only the location or also academics as well, the challenges?
I would say everything because when we came here, we couldn't cook. We couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I remember for the first week, we cooked on a video call with our mom. She used to like tell us, do this,
Yeah.
stare, and all that.
Yeah.
So I feel like everything was just hard for us because it's new. We are not used to it. Yeah. And then on the academics, it's just because we took a gap year, I feel like that also affected us. We had to catch up and all that.
How was the gap year? And if maybe I'm not probing too much, what was the reason for you guys to actually take a gap year? And how was the experience? Most people say that, it's very hard, not pretty much having a routine like you're going to have when you're like at school. How was you guys taking a gap year and what was the reason?
I would say it wasn't nice, mostly because we didn't have anything productive to do. So
Yeah.
we're just sitting at home. So I would say I wouldn't recommend a gap year for anyone unless if you have something productive to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the worst. I actually regret. We took a gap year because we were not admitted at the course which we wanted. So we were like, no, we'll try again next year. Let's just take a break. Yeah. So that was the reason for us taking a gap year.
Yeah. So now I'd like us to deep dive into the reason why we are here today. The University of Venda's Vice-Chancellor's Excellence Award. Your achievement has been described as one of the most compelling narratives of, the Excellence Awards. You guys being, I can pretty much say you're the same person. Most people, when they think twins, they're like, oh, okay, so it's one person in two bodies. So from your perspective, what would you say makes your journey distinct, within the university space? I think we can start from the fact that you guys are actually twins. And then you guys can explain to me more as to what do you think makes your journey and your experience different?
I would say it's inspiring from our side. It's inspiring because people now look up to you. I remember that this other day, a few people came and they asked for pictures. We were surprised. We were not even celebrated.
Yeah.
So it's inspiring to some people. We might not say it, but people say it.
Yeah, I could say the same about it.
All right, understandable. Andile, let me come to you. You were named the best overall student across all faculties. And this actually, places you at, the center of institutional excellence right here at the university. How did you actually process that moment? Not necessarily emotionally, but intellectually as well.
I don't know how to say it, but it took me much time to actually process it. I don't know how many times I checked the email.
Yeah.
I did it so many times. I wasn't sure if it was actually me because I didn't expect this, honestly.
You didn't expect it.
So it was, I was still shocked.
Yeah.
Even now, I'm still shocked. How many are we in this whole university? There are so many.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's shocking. Even
Yeah.
now, I'm still shocked myself. Now the pressure is just on maintaining it,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Making sure that you keep the same standard.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's what I can say.
Shocking.
Shocking, yeah.
Understandable. Sandile, you were also named, one of the recipients of, the Excellency Awards. You actually finishing second with, within the same faculty as your twin brother. We can say that it is actually a rare academic dynamic. How did you interpret that outcome? Him receiving the email, and then after some time, or maybe at the same time, you're also receiving that email. How was that?
Uh, at first, he was the one who first received the email. I think it was almost a day without me receiving the email. So but I was surprised because we usually do everything together. But then after that, I also checked the email many times. So I was also shocked, like we are shocked.
Understandable. Let's now look at your twinhood, not necessarily only as a brotherhood, but an academic system. You're saying that your matric results, only a few differences, 5%, 2%. You guys are now studying the same qualification and the same faculty and also excelling and experiencing this journey together. How would you say that your twin relationship, function? Not necessarily only as a brotherhood, but as an academic system, rather than just emotional support, as you mentioned that there is a lot of support between you guys.
We are just competing amongst each other. It's a competition between each other. Yeah, we're competing amongst each other. One should be number one, one should be number two. So that's a way of pushing each other to the limits, breaking through the limits. So yeah, I would say we're just each other's support system, brothers. Yeah.
So, with regards to the academic system, let's look into the fact that you guys are saying that you study together, you push each other. Do you guys divide, your strengths? Say that okay, maybe if it's maths, you're good in maths. It means you're gonna be like responsible for mathematics, and you're good in science, and you're gonna be responsible for science. Do you guys, divide your strength? Do you have study strategies that you use, or intellectual roles that you have amongst each other, or is it something that just developed and you felt like, okay, initially this is what we're gonna do, and not necessarily have to sit down and plan it?
I would say we never divide. Everything that we do, it's together. If I'm good at maths, it's also good at maths. It used to be like that since
Yeah.
high school. I remember this other teacher was like, "Who's the one writing for the other one?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Now we both writing." So yeah, we do everything together. If I'm good at this, I make sure he's good at this. If he's good at that, he makes sure that I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's practically what we do.
So you mentioned that when you guys work together, it's more or less like we are competing amongst each other. One needs to be in the first place, or the second, the other one needs to be in the second place. Was there ever a risk amongst you guys? Maybe comparison becoming a pressure, and how did you guys manage that? Be it it's comparison amongst you guys or amongst other people, has that ever pressurized you guys? And if there's been an instance where that felt like pressure, how did you guys overcome that?
We never, because I could say a lot of people ask that who's the smarter one
Yeah.
between the both of us.
Yeah.
Or some people just say, nah, this one is smarter than the other one. You don't really take that into mind because we know that we are both smart. It's just sometimes I'm number one, sometimes he's number one. So we cannot say this one is smarter than the other one.
Yeah.
So we tell each other that we are smart. Yeah, we don't really take what other people say about us. That okay, this one no is smarter than the other one. No, we don't.
So it means that both of you are fourth
Yeah.
against whatever other competition that's out there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. I did get a chance to read an article about your award, achievement, and so forth, and it did highlight a few things. Be it discipline, the importance also of time management, and also focus as something that is actually center or the center of your success. Can we talk about that? Let's talk about the concepts of discipline, time management, and focus. How do you guys make sure that those three things actually translate to daily academic discipline and also practice?
Okay, when it comes to discipline, we make sure that when it's time for study, it's study.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we balance between the social life and the academic life. So there's a time for books and there's a time what we do is that we study smart, not hard. That's what I would advise people.
Yeah.
So you need to have a balance. So discipline, it played a role in us maintaining our social and our academic life, right? So for time management, I would say we used to, before a week, we used to write down a timetable on what we're gonna do if we have a free time, what we're gonna do when we were free. Yeah, that's what we used to do. We set our week timetable and we follow it. So that's what we do.
Yeah, and one thing about time management, at first we're really bad. I remember we didn't want to go off camp because I know we're bad at time management. The bus was gonna leave us every day. So yeah, we had big troubles when we were working on our time management, but together we managed to do it because I believe time management, discipline, they contribute to academics. You cannot be you need to be disciplined. You need to have better time management for you to achieve whatever you want. Anything, basically anything. You have to have discipline and time management. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for dedication, that one was the hard one for us because when you come into a course that you were not learning, you didn't do any research about that course, you didn't have it on your mind. So that one was hard for us because we didn't know where we are going, we didn't know where we're gonna end up. But then after our research and everything, we actually liked what we were doing. So we got more dedicated to what we are doing since we also like sports. So I feel like that contributed to what we are doing now.
Absolutely understandable. You know, this phrase of working smart and not working hard. Most of the time, I've heard it more than once, and you know, it always baffled me as to, you know, what do you guys mean when you say that? No, you know, actually work smart and not work hard. What does that look like for you guys? What does that necessarily mean when you say that work smart and not necessarily hard?
You basically mean don't put much pressure on yourself, right? There are these people who are always studying, always. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Some people actually cut their social life just for academics, which is something you shouldn't do at all because it's gonna put much academic pressure on yourself. So I believe you should balance both between social life and academics. So you should just create a timetable, like daily, at least just touch up on 2 modules. One should be just 1 hour. 1 hour minimum. I could say 1 hour maximum. Don't go above 3 hours because I believe a person can focus up to 3 hours maximum. From my perspective,
Yeah.
I don't know about others. Maximum of 3 hours. So daily, just touch up on 2 modules or one. And on weekends or during exam season, that's when you go all out. Yeah. So daily, just touch up on 1-2 modules. Yeah. So that you don't have that much pressure during exam season, or test season.
Yeah. You guys are also mentioning the importance of balancing your academic life with your social life. I would like to ask as to, you know, what habits or behaviors, rather, did you intentionally eliminate in order to maintain the performance as, you know, it's visible now that, you know, you've been excelling absolutely beautifully with regards to your academic side?
The habits are we didn't eliminate a lot of habits because we don't drink, we don't go out, we're not. So I feel like it was easy for us to balance because we are mostly indoors. Yeah, there's nothing to eliminate.
Yeah, could say the same.
Yeah. So are there any habits or, you know, regarding, you know, necessarily balancing your academic life with your social life? What is it that you guys do when you were saying, you know, balancing the social life, be it, you know, hang out with friends, you guys gym, you know, what habits are also, you know, a part of your routine or your schedule that actually you balance out with regards to the academic side of things?
Oh, okay. I believe for you to be able to balance between your social life and academics, you must know the time where you're effective when studying, you know. So I myself, I study better at night. So during the day, I can hang out with friends, do whatever I want to do, my hobbies. At night, at the specific time, I must know that, okay, this is the time to study. No disturbance at all. No friends. I don't have any friends for that specific time. So, yeah, that's how I balance between my social life and my academics.
Yeah, that's basically the same. So.
All right, no problem. Now I would like us to deep dive into, thinking, critical thinking, and not necessarily only just performance. Firstly, I would like to talk about sports and exercise science. Let's look into how you guys actually, or rather try to engage, the knowledge part of things in the classroom with, practice, or, how you try to merge the knowledge with the issues of practicality, or trying to understand the concept overall and not necessarily knowing it, in theory.
Theory. Oh, okay. I believe, as we said before, that we are sport people, right? We play soccer. So, all the things which we learn in class, the theory, we get to apply it while playing soccer. Yeah. So that's how we use the knowledge we gain to apply it practically. Yeah. We apply it during our warm-ups, our warm-up session, training session. So yeah, that's how we apply the theory we learn practically. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So, for someone who might not necessarily have, much experience on, or much understanding on, what is it that you guys learn with regards to sports and exercise science, you have been giving hints on, what is it that you guys really do. But if you were to like lay it bare and openly to the people out there, what would you say is the center, or what is it that you learn in sports and also exercise science?
Okay. Okay. So our qualification is based on sport, right? So our main focus is improving sport and performance, right? So we have different in our department we have different focuses. We have the biokinetics, which focus on rehabilitation, right? So we have the sport science, which is us. We focus on improving sport, improving
The athlete's performance.
the athlete's performance. So that's what we actually focus on: preventing injuries, anything that has to do with achieving our main goal in sport. It's us.
I'd like to know, since you guys are saying you like sports, you said soccer. So now that you guys have the theoretical knowledge and you're saying that you apply it on the field as well, I'm pretty sure you guys are scoring some good goals out there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's not that much easy. It's
It's
not
not that
easy as you
easy.
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can know theory,
But then to apply it,
but applying it practically, it's
much more harder
Yeah,
than
it's
it
It's
different.
harder.
Yeah,
No, but I'm pretty sure people are crying about you guys. The way that you're saying you're applying the theoretical knowledge into the field, I think that is absolutely beautiful. You mentioned that you must be able to understand when you excel the best. Do you guys ever disagree intellectually about course material or approaches? And what does that do? What type of addition does that bring to your learning? Maybe if there's a certain course material, like this approach doesn't necessarily sound the best, and it's your perspective. Do you guys ever have such disagreements, and do they urge to your learning and also your experience academically?
yeah. I would say we do have some disagreements sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, most of the times, yeah. So we just find other alternatives to, yeah. Yeah, I could say that we do have disagreements on a lot of things, but we work them out because yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel that, as you're having those disagreements, do they urge to your academic learning, or, your strength or performance with regards to that specific thing academically?
It depends on the argument, but none of our arguments affected our strength and based on our academics. So I feel like our argument it's based on the good side. It's either we improve, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
our argument urges to improve both on our side.
Yeah. So the slogan of the University of Venda is creating future leaders. I want us to talk about excellence in context. Let's talk about you guys coming from the province of Mpumalanga. How did you guys, or how were you guys able to situate your academic achievements, within the broader questions of access and also opportunity?
From where we come from, I don't really know a lot of people who excel in this way. Recently, I don't know about the past few years, but then recently,
Yeah.
so I would say we are the first ones to achieve this,
Yeah.
such like this.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity. So background related and all that. Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add, maybe?
No.
Absolutely understandable. Let's talk about the different aspects of academic excellence. What aspects do you think contributed to you guys actually, receiving this academic excellence award? And how do you think other students can actually add on, the aspects to actually also perform as well, excellently academically?
Yeah, I believe the aspects which we mentioned before: discipline, time management, dedication, and it's all about creating a group work. There are some things which you know as a person, there are some things which other people don't know. So it's all about sharing. Don't gatekeep any knowledge. So make sure you have like a study group where you guys share knowledge. Yeah, don't gatekeep, because there might be something which I know which you don't know. Same as you, there might be something you know which I don't know. So it's all about sharing knowledge amongst each other. Yeah, pushing each other to the limits, breaking through the limits. Yeah, yeah.
Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah. Radically.
Okay, absolutely understandable. I would like us now to look into, excellence as a whole at the University of Venda. At the university, it's a big institution. There are different structures and so forth. Do you think there were structures at the University of Venda that were able to, assist you or push you or just necessarily help you achieve or be part of one of the recipients of the excellence award, or rather just excel academically?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't get
Oh,
it.
I'm just trying to understand if there were any organizations or structures that you guys were a part of or are a part of, that assisted you guys, with your academic excellence.
Now we're not in any part of organization. Just our group. We had our group only, which was I could say it was part of
department.
yeah. It helped us a lot. As I said, that we should have a group where you guys share knowledge. So we were not part of any organization, just a specific group which we created. Yeah. So we're not part of any organization. Or yeah.
So, if you were to look into the structure that you have in your study group, as you're mentioning, that it played a very important role in assisting you guys to the position that you're in today, what is it that you'd say or you'd advise other students to actually apply to be able to create such environments or such systems that will work for them academically, as you guys were able to create one?
I believe you should surround yourself with good people. I believe everyone, from my side, I believe a person is a product of their surroundings. So just surround yourself with people who are dedicated to academics. Yeah, people who really wanna achieve something. People who have goals. So yeah, you should surround yourself with people who are really dedicated to studying and academics. Yeah. So I could say that.
Yeah, so it's absolutely beautiful. Environment is very important, and it is influential to the decision that you're gonna take and so forth. Looking into the University of Venda as a whole, or university structure as a whole, I'd like to know if maybe you guys were exposed, or do you know of any organizations that actually work hand in hand with assisting students? If you don't know of such events or such organization, what type of organizations do you think should exist within the university structure to assist students to be able to have a certain level or rather a higher level of academic excellence?
No, I believe we do have I won't call chatter, and also we have tutors. I believe each and every module has tutors.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the people who are supposed to be helping students to excel. Yeah, because whenever you don't understand something, you can arrange with the tutor for a tutorial session on all that. So yeah, I believe tutors are supposed to be the ones which are helping students to excel. So yeah, we too also volunteered to be tutors for some other modules. So yeah, we're gonna be helping students.
Yeah, let's look into that. Your role as a tutor. What does that look like? And what is your role and how do you actually contribute to a student's academic journey?
So basically, as a tutor, you I won't say you teach, but you help students where they're struggling. You get to see where there's missing parts, and then you fill up those parts, right? Because most of the time the lectures don't come to classes. Most of the time the lectures are busy attending meetings. So as a tutor, you are there to advocate for the lecture when it's not there. So as a lecturer, you also play a central role in academics.
Absolutely understandable. I like the part where you guys said, some people asked to take pictures. You guys were like, yo, we're not even celebrities. This is actually surprising. Let's look into you guys being recipients of the Vice-Chancellor's Excellency Awards or Excellent Award. Does being labeled excellent change how, you see your responsibility within the university community?
I would say it kind of does, because we inspired a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now, many people are just texting us asking for
Need
study
help,
tips.
study
Yeah.
tips.
Yeah, and all that. So I believe, yeah, we play a big role in inspiring a lot of students. Yeah, we have encouraged, motivated a lot of students. So
Okay, so now I would like us to touch. We are coming to the end of our episode. I'm a bit sad because I'm also trying to get tips, guys. I also want to receive the award. You might not know. You might see me receiving something somewhere. So I would like to understand from you guys the issue of academic life being important and also the social life being important. How do you guys avoid achievement becoming a part, or rather becoming your entire identity? How do you guys avoid allowing achievement to define your entire identity, and how do you avoid it from swallowing your whole ideology, or rather your whole individualism?
Well, I believe that, okay, as people view you as the top achiever, they
Yeah.
expect you to act professionalism,
Yes,
all
yes.
that.
Yeah.
So I haven't changed the way I am. I'm still a Chico. I haven't changed. I know a lot of people, after they achieved something, they tend to change, act professionalism,
Yeah.
and all that. So I haven't changed.
You're
I'm still
the same.
Chico. Yeah. I don't act professionalism. I'm friendly to everyone.
everyone,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm approachable. So yeah, I don't let my achievements define my real identity. Yeah. I haven't changed anything about myself because I achieved something. No.
So if you go around asking your friends about you, they're gonna say, "I know they're still the same guys. They haven't moved.
No.
Even in the field, they're not moving differently because they're like, no, I think we're different now. It's a different level now. Because you guys are still the same.
We're still the same. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So now I would like us to go into, a bit of, some light questions as we're about to close our episode. So you mentioned that, it could be that, if one is good at math, the other one is good at math. So what is the one academic habit that both of you share? Like it's the same level and whatnot. What is that one habit that you guys would say you share?
Is it academically?
Yeah,
related?
academic habit.
I'm trying to remember. I would say everything.
Everything.
Everything. I would say
Everything.
everything. Because we study at the same time. Everything.
Very interesting. And then one habit that is different, be it that you mentioned that you study at the same time and you're both productive at the same time, you'll find that, okay, the other guy works better at night and then the other guy works better during the day. Like, what's that one thing academically that you're like, it's a bit different? Maybe this one, he likes the using technological tools more, and the other one is like, no, I would really prefer to go hard copy. What's that one habit that
I think it's studying with music. He doesn't like studying with music, and I'm the one who usually has headphones and studying and all that. So
What are you listening to?
I'm listening to calm music, R&B.
R&B. Give me an artist, one artist. I'm very interested. Which artist do you mostly study listening to?
Okay, let me just give you an album of
Okay.
someone. It's Daniel Caesar. I
Okay.
listen to that one mostly. Most of my lessons are from him.
So music, no music.
And another thing, I don't know if it's academically, but I procrastinate a lot. He does it as well. Yeah, sometimes when he studies, it pushes me. I get so much pressure that no, he's studying and we're in a competition, So yeah, I procrastinate a lot.
He doesn't procrastinate. Okay, so I think my last question in closing, I'd like you guys, I don't know, maybe if you have like a little message or a little advice that you'd like to give to the students that are going to be watching, or everybody else that's going to be watching, the episode, as to you guys were the recipients for the year 2025. And I like that you're making emphasis on, guys, please have a life. Please, I'm saying study hard, but please have a life. What is it that you'd like to say in closing, looking into, all things academic excellency and also maintaining a sense of individuality also?
Step one, I would say get a twin. I'm joking. I'm joking.
It's not that easy, guys. It's not that easy.
So yeah, I would say study in groups. That's what I would say. As you said, surroundings. Surround yourself with people who are dedicated. That they know when it's time to study, right? So I would say that, and then also dedicate your time to academics, right? It doesn't matter what you're going through at that time. I would say put your emotions, your feelings aside when it comes to academic. You use them when it comes for your social life.
Yeah.
But then during academics, your feelings, your emotion don't matter at that time.
Yeah.
Right. So I would also say that.
Study and feel later. You heard that, guys. What would you like to say?
And most of the stuff, I think he covered them. So I would say prioritize your studies. By that, I don't mean cut off your social life. You
Yeah.
need to have your own life, so that whenever you feel so much pressure on the academics, where you can just let it out.
Yeah.
So prioritize your studies. Know what you came here for. The others will just follow. There's a lot of things in your adversity. There's you came here. There's your potentials. There's whatever. Those are just gonna come after your studies. Know what you came here for. So put your studies first. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. When I see you around on campus, it's Chico and Jade. The official names, since you're saying you're not very professional, so I really like that. But thank you so much for coming to the podcast. And that is how we are going to wrap it up. My takeaway from the episode would be that, have fun, have a lot of fun, but your academic life, it should definitely come first. Until we meet again on the next episode, this is still Pfunzo and and my name is still Makhaga. Thank you.